Back in 1947 in Roswell, New Mexico, there was a bit of an incident that went down in history. An unidentified object crashed in the desert. The US Army attended and publicly proclaimed that it was a flying saucer. Then the next day they changed their minds and said it was a weather balloon. Then a few decades after that they changed their minds again and said it was a secret surveillance balloon, part of Operation Mogul. This incident and the story that surrounds it has fueled conspiracy theories ever since. And I'm sure by now you're wondering, what has this got to do with today's video? Actually, it's got very little to do with today's video, other than the boffins at MOTONE Customs were looking for a name for their latest Webco inspired oil filler cap, and someone in the office said it looked a little bit like a flying saucer, and so in their wisdom they decided to call it the Roswell. And I can sort of see where they're coming from. Now obviously this is a variation on the theme of the famous Webco big finned parts from the 1960s. And MOTONE Customs are currently offering this in cast brass, which has been polished, or in a cast contrast cut two-tone aluminium. Now the original oil filler caps that come with the water-cooled and the air-cooled Triumph Bonnevilles can be quite problematic. They're made from brass which has been chrome plated, but they've got that odd sort of period styled slot in the top that doesn't seem to equate to any tool that anyone has in their own garage or indeed in any Triumph workshop. Now I've experienced this problem myself. Over a period of time the cap seems to sort of wedge itself in there and refuses to unscrew, and it doesn't matter how careful you are, you always end up damaging it trying to get it off. So it's one of those parts that people commonly replace as a matter of course. Now although I showed you the prototypes of these quite a long time ago, I've been a little bit late to the game with this video because MOTONE have already released these oil filler caps in the alloy and brass version, and they tell me it has become a really popular choice for both the air-cooled and liquid-cooled Bonnevilles. In both cases the parts are cast, either in aluminium or in brass, two very different processes, and the blanks are then CNC machined. Both have a 10mm Allen socket cut into the top so that you're not going to find history repeating itself. If they do seize in place, you've got a quick and efficient way of removing them without causing any damage. The ribbed or big fin design itself is actually very practical as well as looking nice. It gives you a large secure area on which to get purchase with your fingers, and this makes removal and refitting much easier, something that can't be said of the original cap. And the base of the actual cap itself is precisely cut to accept an O-ring for safe and reliable sealing. These are the usual high quality we expect to see from MOTONE Customs, and as far as I'm aware they are the only custom parts manufacturer still, even now, to have employed high pressure die casting methods for some of the parts. And as such, it's understandable that these particular oil filler caps have become very popular. Like a lot of MOTONE products, there's nothing else out there quite like them. Now I know this domed ribbed design might not be to everyone's taste, I get that, but the CNC machined counterparts to these are still available for both the air-cooled and the water-cooled twins. I will leave a link to both these parts in MOTONE Customs website for those of you that want to have a look. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I will of course be back next week, so until next week, ride safely and I'll see you soon. And remember, the truth is out there.